Good afternoon, happy Friday, and happy late spring, early summer CVU. I'm Adam Bunting, I'm your principal. I hope you know that by now. And I am here this afternoon to talk to you a little bit about our Community for Unity celebration happening on June 1st. And my job in this live stream feed is to give you a sense for why we're having this celebration. So I'm going to ask you to cast your mind back to your 9th grade year. In fact, you can even go all the way back to 8th grade year where you were potentially meeting with me for the first time and I was talking to you what CVU was going to be all about. Now, invariably in those moments, I usually give two messages. The first message is I ask you to embrace nervousness. Just bring up the idea that maybe that pit that you're feeling in the stomach, some of those butterflies that you're feeling, that those sensations actually precede most of the good things that happen in life, and that we can train ourselves to appreciate some of that nervousness. The second message that I always give is usually around the fact that CVU is a big place and that there are a lot of people here. In fact, there are 1,500 people in our community at any given moment. And I know as 8th graders, that can be a little bit intimidating when you're thinking about transitioning into this school. The reason I bring that up is not to freak out our 8th graders, but the idea is that you can kind of flip the script on that a little bit. And if you go with the idea that these 1,500 people are here to support me, that we are here together to build one community, that in fact, I can draw comfort from the idea that there's always going to be someone there either to celebrate something, someone there for me when I'm in need, not me personally, I meant you, that number of 1,500 all of a sudden stops being intimidating and becomes exciting, and in fact is a place where we draw strength. So one of our teachers yesterday wrote this in an email to the full faculty. She said, "Relationships are central to our lived experience. And one of the things I've loved about working here is the care we have for each other, celebrating good times and supporting in times of need." So I share that quote because at the core of our Community for Unity celebration, that teacher's comments is what it's all about. It's about celebrating the strength that we take from one another daily. It's about celebrating the strength that we've found in each other for the past 2 incredibly challenging years. And it's also about the strength that we are creating for our future selves when we think about the power of this community and what we carry forward into the communities to come. So I'm really excited. I'm excited for us to be together as a whole school, just even spending time together, appreciating one another, and digging in, doing a little bit of thinking about what really matters to us. So I'm going to transition. I'm going to stop talking, and the people who really put this together are our students. So we are going to hear from 2 students and Chris Smith right now. So we have Miley, Eva, and Chris. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Miley, everyone. I'm a senior here at CVU and a member of a lot of different clubs, but here today I'm representing the Social Justice Alliance at CVU. We've kind of been coordinating this day, although we are definitely not the only club involved. So after quite literally being torn apart for the last 2 years with the COVID-19 pandemic, transitioning to virtual learning, and then having an entire school year as hybrid learning, we have created this day as a celebration of our community coming back together and moving forward with peace and justice as our main values. So the goal of this day essentially is to be inspiring, thought-provoking, interesting, and of course fun and engaging for all. All you, Chris.
All me? All right, thanks, Miley. So I want to talk for a minute about what this day means to me, because it is really personal for me, and I'm hopeful that by explaining that it will become more important for everybody else. And I think Adam made a number of really good points, and I want to elaborate on them a bit. But I know that what I'm going to say is going to sound old-fashioned, sound corny at every level, and I get that. I'm old. I got that. There's no question about that. And I'm certain that I'm naive about all the things that you guys go through on a daily basis. That said, I do believe that this message is really important, whether you are as old as I am or as young as you guys are. And when I think about this and why it's important to me, it really goes back to my experience in high school. And my parents divorced, and I changed high schools in the middle of my sophomore year. And as traumatic as that wasn't nearly as consequential as the change meant I lived with now my mother and my new stepfather. And my stepfather was a verbally abusive person. And to my knowledge, he never hit anybody, and he wasn't out of step with lots of people and lots of parents I saw at the time, but he was definitely verbally abusive to everybody around him. And what sounds really stupid is I didn't even recognize that until I was in my 30s, that nobody talked about that kind of stuff. It just was there, and it happened, and you never talked about it. You just sucked it up and did whatever you had to do to get through. So what I've recognized now since I've thought about this and been back in an educational community is that I really could have used somebody to talk to. Could have used somebody who could have talked about this, bounced these ideas off of, to recognize that I wasn't alone, that it wasn't just me dealing with this, and that there were people that were in my court. And what Adam's talking about is there are people here that care about you. And so that all brings me to my corny, simplistic message. And really the heart of what I hope to get out of this day is simply be kind to each other. Hatred, disdain of others, and any form of violence doesn't get us anywhere. Violence, whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, any type of that, just creates more violence. It dehumanizes us all, and it really hardly ever leads to any sort of positive results. So this day was created hopefully with that in mind. So I ask you, next time you think about saying something snarky, mean, whatever, over a social media site, next time you think you want to verbalize something mean and hurtful to somebody else, stop. Before you push the button, before you say what's in your brain, just relax, don't do it. Through watching my family and all our interactions, I've learned that every one of us has an important role in either being positive or negative to those around us. And so I ask you to go into this Community for Unity Day with this in mind. Experience the day, enjoy it, listen to the discussions, be engaged yourself, and remember, kindness just inspires more kindness.
Chris, thank you so much for that. It was a really impactful story, and I'm really excited for this day upcoming on June 1st. Now to provide a little bit of an overview of the day, we will all begin at 8:45 in the gym, coming together as a school for the first time since prior to March 2020, which is really exciting. We will hear from the CVU Jazz Band. Chris, what's the name of the piece that will be featured?
Hymn to Freedom.
Which was written for Martin Luther King, and Mr. Miscavige has rearranged
Correct.
The piece. We will also be having our superintendent, Renee, speak, welcoming all students to the day, as well as Jerry Greenfield. We chose Jerry Greenfield as an opening speaker after his amazing speech at graduation last year. His work with Ben & Jerry's and as a community member, a CVU community member, and a Vermont community member has been unmatched, and we're really excited for his optimism and guidance. We will also be having a banner hanging for CVU Unified, which is so exciting to kick off the day. Miley's going to tell a little bit about the overall sessions of the day after I bring up the most
don't forget lunch.
Food for the day. We're going to have a special lunch. Freshmen and sophomores will be having an awesome barbecue prepared by Leo and our cafeteria staff. Juniors will be having Subway and pizza, super exciting.
Correct.
And seniors, there will be 2 food trucks out in the parking lot. So we will have some time together as a class, which is super exciting.
Mm-hmm. All right, so for the sessions, after lunch, we're going to be having 2 50-minute sessions, and students have the choice of what they're going to go to. We have so many sessions planned, ranging anywhere from baking for a community food shelves, jazzercise with Tammy Joe, all the way up to we have congressional candidates coming in to talk about their platforms. We have movie screenings going on and so many amazing discussions planned. So start thinking about sessions that you might be interested in. We're going to send out a list pretty soon so students can get super excited.
There's about 30 of them right now, right?
There's
Is that where
more
you are?
now.
More now? Excellent, even better.
More every day.
Keep rolling in.
Yes.
And those signups will be when?
May 23rd and 25th.
And we will sign up in.
Advisories.
And we're splitting it between
Yes.
the way we've normally split advisories when you have to go in and access.
Half on the 23rd, half on the 25th, but there will be spots reserved for advisory signing up on the 25th. So you'll probably get your first choice, don't worry.
I'm super excited for all of the amazing sessions.
Do you have a favorite so far?
I'm really excited. We're having the Center for Rural Addiction to come in, and we'll be providing a drug overdose prevention training with Narcan, which is super exciting, can save some lives. Also really excited for some of our outdoor activities.
Yes.
Movie screenings and some of the ones put together by other clubs like RAC, Bring Change to Mind. So I'm very excited.
So you want to talk about the rally and the closing?
Yeah, so after the 2 sessions, which run from approximately 1 to 3, we'll be having a march from CVU to Bissonnette Fields. Students aren't expected to come, but we would love to have as big as a turnout as we can. And once we walk from CVU to Bissonnette Fields, we will be joined by Joe and Sue Hopner, parents of Paul Hopner and founders of Project Hopner. They have been amazing community members, both for CVU, Heinsberg, Vermont as a whole. They have designed these amazing shirts, which will be given out at the march at Bissonnette Fields. Jerry Greenfield has also very generously given us a Ben & Jerry's food truck that will be joining us at the Bissonnette Fields after Joe and Sue speak on the importance of mental health, community, kindness, to hand out free ice cream. Speaking of free ice cream, Jerry has also given us some amazing free pint coupons, which we'll be raffling off next Friday, same time in this virtual setting through the call-in feature. So next Friday, make sure you tune in and call in, answer our questions around the opening speaker, some sessions available, and you could win a free pint. So we really hope to see you all at the march. I am so excited to see the Hopners speak. Miley and I have had such an amazing time working with them prior to this event. So hope to see as many people there as possible.
All right, now we're gonna send it over to Jack and Ollie.
Hey everybody, one thing I'm really looking forward to doing at Community for Unity on June 1st is doing some jazzercise with my advisor, Tammy Joe. I think that'll be really fun. It'll be really engaging. What about you, Jack? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, like 2 things I'm really looking forward to is signing up for the Unified Bocce and the Unified Bassville games, both hosted by Student Council. So, hope to see you there, and roll Hawks!